Spend one day inside a small engine repair shop and you'll start to notice something the showroom will never tell you. The same handful of engines keep rolling back through that door dead every season, like clockwork. And sitting right next to them on the bench are engines from the exact same brands that almost never break at all. Same names, same logos, wildly different fates. Because here's the secret, nearly every mower buyer misses, almost every gas mower in America runs one of just 4 engine families: Briggs Stratton, Kohler, Honda, Kawasaki, and each of those companies quietly builds 2 completely different engines under the same badge. One tier is genuinely commercial grade, built to be torn down and rebuilt and run for decades. The other is a budget engine that shop after shop just doesn't survive its first 10 years, and from the driver's seat, they look identical. So today, we're not ranking these the way a catalog would. We're ranking them the way the mechanics who repair them for a living do which ones they're sick of seeing on the bench, which one earned a legend it can't quite cash anymore, and the one engine they quietly bolt into their own mower at home. Stick with me, because the engine that actually refuses to die isn't the one most people reach for first, and by the end, you'll walk into any dealer knowing more than the guy trying to sell to you. Let's start where most buyers start: trust. Briggs Stratton has been building engines in America for more than a century, and that name alone is why the single-cylinder Intek ends up powering so many entry-level and mid-range lawn trucks at big box stores. You see the badge, you see a reasonable price, and your brain fills in the rest. This must be the safe choice. On paper, it checks the right boxes. The Intek uses an overhead valve design which runs cooler and more efficiently than the old flathead engines it replaced. It also gets a Durabore cast iron cylinder sleeve pressed into an aluminum block, and that cast iron is genuinely good engineering. It helps these engines maintain compression and withstand years of normal use. Here's where things get uncomfortable. The weak point on many single-cylinder Inteks isn't the piston or the cylinder. It's a small component on the camshaft called the automatic compression release. Its job is simple: reduce cylinder pressure during startup so the engine cranks easier. The problem is the tiny lobe and release mechanism that operate it. On a significant number of engines, wear in that area became a common failure point. Given enough hours, the mechanism can wear down or break, leading to hard starting, loss of compression release function, and in some cases, internal engine damage. Talk to small engine technicians, and you'll hear the same story repeatedly. Certain Intek camshafts became common replacement items because failures weren't rare enough to surprise anyone. Add in the head gasket leaks these engines are also known for, and you begin to understand why the Intek developed such a mixed reputation among repair shops. Now here's the part a lot of videos get wrong. Not every Intek fails. Some production years were worse than others. Briggs revised components over time, and a properly maintained Intek can deliver thousands of hours of service. This is not a guaranteed grenade waiting to explode. It's an entry-level engine that rewards maintenance and punishes neglect. But context matters. In 2020, Briggs Stratton filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and was acquired by KPS Capital Partners. The badge stayed the same, but ownership changed. And when it comes to warranty coverage, most homeowner-grade single-cylinder Inteks are typically backed by only a 2-year residential warranty. Here's the twist that changes the entire conversation. Briggs Stratton isn't a bad engine company. Far from it. The same company that builds the budget-minded Intek also builds the Vanguard Series commercial-grade V-twins that many professionals trust and run for years. Same logo, completely different class of engine. The Intek just isn't the one experienced users usually go out of their way to buy. Which brings us to a company with even deeper American roots, a brand that built one of the greatest small engines ever made, then replaced it with a design that left many longtime mechanics shaking their heads. That company is Kohler. And to understand why its own mechanics flinch at one of its engines, you've got to know what came right before it. Through the late 90s and into the 2000s, Kohler built the command, and the single-cylinder command earned every word of its reputation. Cast iron, bore, simple, overbuilt, to this day. Mechanics will tell you about command singles that rolled past 8,000 hours and just kept going. Find an old garden tractor with a command bolted to it, and you found something worth keeping. That was the high watermark. Then came the Courage. And here's the thing, the Courage was never built to be the command. It was built to cost less. Where the old engine put metal where it counted, the single-cylinder Courage leaned on a plastic camshaft gear and a plastic governor gear parts that can strip. The aluminum block picked up a reputation for cracking. Head gaskets weep. And the automatic compression release gave techs the same kind of headache we just saw on the Briggs. Different badge, familiar disappointment. Now here's a distinction almost every video glosses right over. It's specifically the single-cylinder Courage that earned the bad name. The twin-cylinder version, built with cast iron liners, is generally considered the okay one. So when somebody tells you Kohler Courage is junk, the honest answer is which one? The single is the problem child. The twin's a different conversation. And here's what really stung owners. These weren't treated as safety defects, so there was no recall and no free fix, just wear and tear as far as the warranty was concerned. When a block cracked or a plastic gear let go, that bill landed squarely on the owner. And on a budget engine, that repair often cost more than the tired old machine was even worth. So people quietly paid it, or scrapped the mower, usually blaming themselves. Kohler has since dropped the Courage altogether. It was replaced by the KT 7000 series. Now you'll hear folks say Kohler moved to China. Let me give you the accurate version, because it's not as clean as the rumor. In 2007, Kohler did form a joint venture in Chongqing, China Kohler Yanxiang, to build general-purpose small gas engines. But Kohler stated at the time it would not displace its U.S. production, and its engines were still designed here in the States. This wasn't shipped the whole operation overseas. It was a cost-pressure era squeezing the entire industry, and the Courage was a child of that pressure. And if you're starting to sense a pattern with these old American names, you're not imagining it. Just like Briggs went through bankruptcy and landed in private equity hands, Kohler's engine business got carved off too. In May 2024, Kohler's energy division, the side that actually builds these engines, became a separate company majority owned by the private equity firm Platinum Equity. And today it operates under the name Relco. The badge on your mower might still say Kohler. The company behind it is no longer the family shop it used to be. But same as with Briggs, don't throw out the whole brand. Kohler still builds the Command Pro and the 7000 series, engines the pros genuinely respect. The Courage just never belonged in that company. So that's two budget engines down, both wearing trusted American badges, both a lot better at separating you from your money than outliving you. Which brings us to a name that actually earned its legend. An engine so good the professionals swear by it to this day. There's just one catch: the version most homeowners carried home was never the one they were bragging about. The name is Honda, and unlike some of the engines we've already covered, the reputation here is real. The catch is that most homeowners never realized which Honda engine they were actually buying. Start with the engine that built the legend, the Honda GX. This is the real deal. Overhead valve design, a cast iron cylinder sleeve, a forged steel crankshaft, and a reputation for running thousands of hours in brutal conditions. Honda itself markets the GX series as a commercial-grade engine built for reliability and durability, and you'll find them powering generators, pressure washers, plate compactors, pumps, and construction equipment all across America. When a contractor says, "Just get the Honda," this is usually the engine he's talking about. Here's where things get confusing. The GX that earned all that respect is primarily a horizontal shaft engine designed for equipment, not lawnmowers. Honda's commercial vertical shaft mower engine is the GXV series. And the Honda mower sitting in the average homeowner's garage? Chances are it wasn't running either one, it was running a GCV. The GCV is a completely different engine. It's lighter, simpler, and designed for residential use. Instead of the GX's heavy-duty commercial construction, the GCV uses a timing belt running in oil and is engineered around homeowner needs rather than commercial duty service life. Now let's be fair, because this part matters. The GCV is not a bad engine. In fact, Honda walk-behind mowers earned a reputation as some of the most reliable and easiest starting mowers ever sold in America, and the GCV deserves a lot of credit for that. But it was designed for residential mowing, not the extreme commercial workloads many people imagine when they hear the phrase "Honda runs forever." There's another reason Honda lands in an unusual spot on this list. While Honda became a powerhouse in walk-behind mowers, it was never a major supplier of engines for residential riding mowers and zero turns the way Briggs Stratton, Kohler, and Kawasaki became. Most riding mowers Americans bought simply didn't come with Honda power. And now, that chapter is over. In 2022, Honda announced it would exit the gas-powered lawnmower business in the United States, ending production and eventually selling through its remaining inventory. Honda cited changing market conditions, tightening environmental regulations, and growing consumer interest in battery-powered equipment as key reasons behind the decision. But here's the detail many people still get wrong. Honda did not discontinue the GX engine. The company continues to produce GX commercial engines, generators, pumps, and industrial equipment while maintaining parts and service support. The legendary Honda engine is still alive and well. You're just far more likely to find it on a generator or pressure washer than on a brand new mower sitting at your local dealer. So the engine that genuinely earned the hype turns out to be the one most homeowners never actually owned. And for riding mowers, it was never really the dominant answer in the first place, which leaves exactly one name still standing. Not the cheapest, not the one sitting in every big box store, the one mechanics quietly choose when they're spending their own money. The name still standing is Kawasaki. And this is the one mechanics quietly spend their own money on. But here's the part most videos miss. The real story is actually better than the hype. Start with what's under the shroud. The Kawasaki FR is a 90-degree V-twin with overhead valves, cast iron cylinder liners, full-pressure lubrication, and a spin-on oil filter. That's the kind of architecture normally associated with serious commercial equipment. The 90-degree V layout runs exceptionally smooth, the cast iron liners resist wear, and the pressurized oil system keeps critical components protected under heavy loads. Now for the part most channels skip. The FR isn't Kawasaki's commercial engine. It's their premium residential engine. And that's exactly what makes it so impressive. You're getting many of the same core design features that made Kawasaki famous: cast iron liners, pressure lubrication, and a durable V-twin platform in an engine built for homeowners. For someone mowing once a week, a properly maintained FR will often outlast the mower it's bolted to. Kawasaki backs it with a 3-year limited residential warranty, which is stronger than what many entry-level competitors offer. But if you want the engine that built Kawasaki's reputation among professionals, you need to know about the next step up. Kawasaki's lineup progresses from the FR to the FS and then to the FX. The FX is the true commercial workhorse, built for landscape crews that spend all day in dust, heat, and constant operation. It adds heavier-duty filtration and commercial-focused upgrades designed for extreme service. That's the engine you'll find on machines cutting dozens of properties every week. And let's clear up another myth. Kawasaki Power isn't some secret available only through specialty dealers anymore. FR-powered machines show up on models from Gravely, Skag, Hustler, Husqvarna, Ariens, and several other major brands. Expect to spend more than you would on a bargain mower, but you're paying for an engine with one of the strongest reputations in the industry. Here's the detail that ties this entire video together. Briggs Stratton went through bankruptcy and ownership changes. Kohler's engine division changed hands. Honda exited the U.S. gas-powered mower business. Through all of that, Kawasaki's V-twin mower engines continued rolling out of its Missouri manufacturing facilities and remained a favorite among lawn care professionals. Now for the honest caveat. Kawasaki isn't magic. In recent years, the company issued recalls affecting certain FR, FS, FX, and FJ engines over safety-related issues, including fuel system and overheating concerns. The important part is that Kawasaki provided corrective repairs at no cost to owners. So that's the real answer. Not the badge people trust out of habit, not the cheapest engine sitting at the end of the aisle. The one built with commercial DNA, backed by decades of professional trust, and quietly chosen by the people who repair everything else for a living. So that's the real ranking, not the one printed in a brochure, but the one written on 1,000 repair tickets. And if there's a single lesson buried in all of this, it's that the name on the engine was never the thing that mattered. The tier was. The same badge can give you 20 faithful years or 4 frustrating ones. And the only people who can really tell you which are the ones with the wrenches in their hands. So now that you know what they know, you'll never shop for a mower the same way again. Now I want to hear from you. Which engine have you run into the ground and which one quit on you way too soon? Drop it in the comments. Because real hours from real owners are worth more than any spec sheet. And somebody watching is about to spend serious money on their next machine. If this saved you from a bad buy, hit that like button and subscribe so the next breakdown comes straight to you. I've got more of these on the way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.